in a chat here with Ricardo.
Good afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon somewhere. It's 5 o'clock. Time to drink. See you guys later.
All right, bye.
Yeah,
Good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Bye bye. It's over. Thanks for coming.
sounds good. Good afternoon, everyone. We're on like the 57th or 8th or 5,367th one of these. I'm not quite sure anymore. 58,
It's
80,
a number.
87th. Yeah, yeah, 87th.
Maybe
Um,
it's 200. You know.
200. All right, 200. We are on our 200th one. Did you? Man, that was such a fun animation.
So art and
Yeah,
things. People are
yeah.
here for art
We
and
got.
are they?
I don't know anymore. I hear they're just here for the dance.
That's true. Apparently, there are bands that are had.
Yeah.
Lots of hammers involved.
So we got an alley claw.
Hi, how's it going? And you got a Zom,
Hi, how's it going?
also known as Living Dead, but I can't call him not Zom. It's just like it happened and it just can't stop. Once you get a nickname, it's over for you.
I'm okay with that. One of my friends though yesterday, like one of the people I hang out with on a daily basis, called me Zomzom. I'm like, that's weird coming from your mouth. You aren't from the same group.
Yep.
So,
See, you can just be like me and normalize it. My name works either way.
well, I mean, my name has no Z's in it.
That's fair.
But you know what does have Z's in it? Not Happy Gary.
But Happy Gary.
Because that is today's Picarto theme, apparently. Instead of selling out, it is Happy Gary. So we have to Gary all the Garys.
Super Gary.
They're gonna Happy Gary everything.
I like it. The Gary takeover.
It was inevitable, really. Alright, but in all honesty, today's pictures are as follows. Wait, where's my pictures? Allie, where'd I put my pictures?
I stole them. I'm sorry. I got hungry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that's a little weird.
They don't feed me here. Someone send help. They forced me to sew, and I'm not allowed to sleep.
So how's my 12 plushies going then? I needed the human scented plushie.
I'm just glad the plushies you ordered are red. It hides the blood.
Well, I mean, they needed to be red with black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The blood, sweat, and tears. It all hides. It's great. It's.
So people are actually, maybe, possibly, quite possibly here to listen to us talk about this picture by
Yeah.
Steam Flash. Um, somehow I don't see their post, but I do see their link to the. Oh, it's 13 days ago. Oh, we missed
Oh.
this. You know what happened? This was
What?
posted after our stream, like 6 minutes after our stream ended, and we didn't get to see it, unfortunately.
Aw. Sorry about that. It happens.
I think. Or maybe this was one we did.
We're not or we are no, yeah, we're not flawless. Yeah.
We're
Wow.
not flawless, we're imperfect. I don't remember how the song goes, but
We're
it's good.
work in progress.
There you go.
Dun, 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 dun.
I
Flag
like that
kid.
song, I'll be honest.
It's a cute song. I'm
Yes.
glad they have it.
It brings us back to the ponies.
Mm-hmm. Really makes me think of Equestria Girls, though.
Yeah. But this picture, anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow, we're bad today.
Oh, don't worry about it. At least this is fun.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Okay. Picture. Thanks.
so they're back. Haven't posted a month. Managed to get back here, practice. Blah 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 blah. Picture. They've done a bunch of references, sketch layers, line works, and this is the final piece. So let's talk horse. Your proportions are good.
Mm-hmm.
Wings are attached to the right place. I see one ear, but not two ears, but I do see another wing. So, I mean, we're doing pretty good. You just have just the hint of the ear, right?
Maybe. I mean, I can. I'd be okay with it behind the head, just at the where the size is.
I'm on an eraser. Apparently not. I would have it there, personally.
Yeah.
Just they're like Dumbo ears, right? Sort of flap and help the Pegasus fly.
Totally, totally. That's the only way they fly. The wings are just for decoration.
Yeah. Well, they aren't big enough to get flight going. Crazy. I think they're so small because they save plastic.
Oh, I would not doubt that. um, yeah, I think I mean the legs for the most part are okay. Yeah, the fix you're doing I think will help as well as I don't know, this leg feels so much thicker than the leg you have out in front.
Definitely. You can
Like,
see it just because right there.
mm-hmm. So
So
that'd be some small fix. Plus the hoofs are big, big marshmallows. So like, we're losing that. We're losing this leg.
but we do have even overlap with the tail. Look at this. It goes behind this leg, Allie.
Beautiful.
They're doing a
Love
good
seeing
job.
that.
Um, so that's it. You could change the muzzle shape a little bit because we are on the side view, so we can get some of the roundness of that
Mm-hmm.
muzzle going. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going for show style, I think you did pretty good job. Just keep drawing more, and get all those show style references if that's really what you wanna, how you wanna draw.
Although if we're going off the movie, it's always 3D muzzles in the movie from all the scenes I've seen.
Yeah. Little snouts. Boop,
Oh, I should drive down to your place and we'll go watch the movie in October.
boop. Yes. Then we can go to Ciderfest.
Wait, really? Is
Yeah.
Ciderfest in October?
It
Ooh.
was on Halloween last year.
Ooh, that's tempting.
Anyway, we're never gonna get through the stream.
It'll be great. Trust me.
You guys can join along.
But that's all.
You
That's
can.
all I actually have for this picture.
Yeah, I really don't have much else.
And you know what that
It's
means,
simple.
Ellie?
What's that?
We have to push them.
Do it.
So you made your horse right. Your horse is very, very right. Now you have three choices of what you want to proceed on here. So we already have starting of shading. That's cool. So now you either move to interaction, you move to environments, or you move to scenes. So interaction with other horses or objects. Scene. You place them in an environment, with the background and maybe even interaction. That's like the advanced mode. That's the really hard one out of these ones. And then there's just scene where you give them a background and a foreground and place stuff around them. Clouds, sun, the Rainbow Factory, whatever you need to go there.
Yeah.
And the only reason we say that is because your horse is fine. Like,
Yeah.
just keep going. No need to stop now. No need to say, no, we need to keep focusing and fussing over the horses for a bit. Nah, just go. Go for it. Go for gold.
Go for gold. What about platinum?
Ooh, we might be reaching a bit far there.
Never. Never. Always go too far. Except in life. Because that can lead to situation. Hey, Art!
I'm just reading CPC's comment about this one. They're saying there could be work with the shadows under the hair and should be able to, harder shadow. Yeah, there could be futzing with shadows and more corrections of them, but I honestly think just getting more built up in the repertoire as far as more pictures going is the right way to approach that, because as you build more pictures, you're going to have more time to focus on that lighting and shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just my way of doing it.
We're just one group of peeps.
So we're going to move on to the next one. Is that
Yeah, like
down?
CPC says, the more they'll do, the better the shadows will get. So like that's yeah, another thing to always keep an eye on. Well, you're always growing. I mean, I like to see it as if you can give someone one thing to focus on, they're gonna do a lot better than having 12 things to focus on to get better at once. At least with just starting out in like simple pony stuff. We're not an actual art school. We're just, for fun and ponies and fun ponies.
Oh yeah, don't take anything we take like as biblical truth.
Yeah,
No,
we're
we're
just here
we're
to
all in
be
this
helpful.
together. We're
Yep.
all gonna fail. It'll be great. All right, so the next one is a Twilight. It's In the Darkness, first render in this style by Askarad. As
Interesting.
Askarad? Yes, Askarad. They let me just scroll through their stuff. Oh, that's weird. It tells you what subreddits they're subscribed to.
The internet
That's
gets more invasive.
why did Reddit start doing that? I don't see anything posted by them in the last year. Apparently, there's an MLP music or music production subreddit. Well,
Huh.
anyway, no previous art from them, so I can't tell how their style progressed.
Hmm. See, yeah, I don't quite know what to say to compare it to because this is definitely very stylized. Um, so like kind of like the rough cuts and like kind of like nothing's perfectly blended. It's all kind of just like roughed in.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the background art from a mid-era Pixar, like late 2000s, 2010 sort of thing.
One of their more darker movies.
When they'd go to the credits,
Mm-hmm.
they'd always do a sort of pastel-y look like this. Like go look at Up. It did a lot of this in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Weird things that I am seeing, however, little bits of the anatomy are kind of strange to me. Like we
Mm-hmm.
have this line right. Come on, pencil. I believe in you. There it goes. This shirt line right here overlaps the entire arm. So either her arm is going backwards or the shirt doesn't
Mm-hmm.
match. I would just roll that sleeve up a bit so it's along with the other one because that's above the what do we call that? The shoulder. Not the shoulder, the elbow. Thank you.
The elbow. I was like, what is he
The
referring to?
lower shoulder. Um the the boobs are a little weird.
Even going back to the arms, you got two different thicknesses going on, very drastically different anatomy styles, at least in shape and size, where this one's more like, thin. You got much more thicker, especially in the hand. You got a huge hand over here and a much smaller hand over here. I think something for you to look out for is consistencies. I know we can go real crazy with style and exaggeration and all that fun things, but keeping things consistent in a style is very important. Even like if it's a different style, new style, one that stretches things, consistency is still important. I can't speak today. Jesus.
Yes, my son. All right. So the shoulders aren't pointed straight, nor is the rest of the body, but your chest was. Just make sure that turns a bit. Overlapping is important to show that it's not straight on. You're doing the same thing with the nose. Like we can see overlap on the cheek. We have overlap of the hair, foreshortening of the eyes, things like that. Wonderful for showing that the fact that it's turned.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to keep it straight through the rest of the chest, and the rest. The hips are doing pretty good for that. Might want to play with a little more overlap over here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's weird having Twilight without a horn. I know they don't have it on Equestria Girls, but dang it, unicorn. I wish they would have shown a sort of, just some sort of nod towards them having the magic.
Yeah, I mean the Pegasi get wings. If you have wings, you get wings. But like, if you're unicorn, too bad for you.
I mean, Earth ponies still have nothing.
You get nothing.
uh, the book could use a little more straightening. It's suffering from.
That's one of the things that caught my attention. More more angled like this. You have the back part going further than the front part.
Hmm. I do really like this background, the layers of spiraling they did inwards.
Mm-hmm.
That works so well with how we've built up the picture. But I would
Mostly.
take it and move either the entire character leftwards more so they're centered over here. The reason is I would place this entire circle around the circle of light that you've formed here because you've already
Mm-hmm.
lit up her face and hair with that. So if we're to light up the background too, it really framed that picture nicely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. No, because like that's like the source of light. That's where it's all emanating from. So it's like to make that the big attention center. And then you get the little like what's it called when something's just off to the left or it's just like it's not quite centered. Sometimes when things are centered, they're more not centered, sorry. They're more appealing. Just kind of get that off-kiltered look.
Yeah, rule of thirds and all that.
Yeah.
But it totally applies in this picture. Just move them off to the side, and it'll getting that overlap of Twilight over the black too, because you're going to get her hair overlapping this area here. You'll get the leg overlapping here. That is going to make the picture pop in a more interesting way.
Mhm. Mhm. I agree.
All right. Got anything else to say about this one?
Honestly, no. It'd be interesting. I can't wait to see more of your work or, keep doing it.
This is like the relay race version of this one. We are 17 minutes in and we only have one picture left. So if anyone has any art they'd like to throw at us, please take your time to throw it at us now. Or else we're going to be ending in 30 minutes and everyone's going to go, huh? What happened to my art? We have a reminder of this. The oh jeez, the Eggie. I I implore everyone who's submitting art to us to join the Eggie.
Yeah. That dino is so good. Oh my god. Guy little KT being adorable. It's good stuff, guys. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you guys.
Proud of you. Just resizing Mr. Birkenwall stuff here.
Sounds good. I'm gonna do his next.
Yeah, let's finish the one that's up and then we'll hop to Mr. Birkenwall. This one's not going to take long because
Mm-hmm.
we've done this picture twice now in the two versions before it and then the last version. So we've gone over all the anatomy, we've gone over all that. They've just added a little more to the picture. They've straightened up some of the elements like Tank's fish bowl,
Fish tank.
fish tank. We got a little
Tank's
sketch.
tank.
Yeah, it's looking better. We now have some more definition on what's going on here.
Finish it.
Yeah, that's
Finish it.
that's our suggestion here. Stop dragging it out. I know art can take a while and it can be painful in that. Grab your heart pencil, go over the lines and call it a day or marker.
Mm-hmm.
Just finish it up and move to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz you can
Finished,
keep
not perfect.
you can keep toiling away for months on months and just get frustrated with it and then have gone nowhere. Or you can
Mm-hmm.
pound out 20 to 30 pictures in that time and have learned a lot more in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. The more you draw, the more you're gonna learn. It like the more you spend on one piece, the less you're gonna learn because you're just gonna be revising and revising till things are perfect. And there is no perfection in art. It's fine. That's fine. Art doesn't need to be perfect to exist. You enjoy art that's imperfect every day. Even the people you admire, I guarantee you can find 30 things wrong with it if you look hard enough. But that's not the point of art. Art is to express and do and make and create. So finish it. Create it. Do it. You can do it. Yeah.
So that's what we got for this one. Wow, that was quick. All right, next picture. Paste from file. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Teak. That's layer 3.
Oh, and for the last one, really quick, I hope if you're still listening or not, I remember you said something you wanted it to be more dynamic. Use action lines. For your next piece, just really think about action lines and Google action lines and figure out what they are and what they do and what they mean. That's my advice for that. Now we're on to the next one.
Mr. Brick in a Wall. Any questions, buddy? Crispy, you should definitely art. We love your art. I have your art on my walls. It's awesome. Makes me happy when I look at it. You should art more.
Crispy, you should do some more watercolors because your watercolors are awesome. You can draw more sassy glimmer.
Mm-mm-mm. Everybody do the hop.
Everybody walk the Gary sore. So, so you want to define the body parts? Because I was gonna say, I'll admit, looking at this, I am a little confused at where is what and what connects where and how the body is positioned. Do you ever sketch, like, do you sketch things out as a base and then color on top of it or paint on top of them? Because using sketches to really help define from the start is something that can be extremely helpful. I know some people can go in and use paint and just rough together their sketches with paint. And that's great. And I'm sure everyone can learn to do this eventually. But for personally, I find working with sketches as your base could be loads easier. But you could be sketching under there. I just don't know. But I guess I'll hear from you first before I go on. Okay, so you did sketch this out. Let's see, because sketches really do help everything along. Because if you can like break things down into simple shapes and sizes,
Holy.
so
I
I think. Oh, so go ahead.
no, I think we're about to say the same one. You
Then you
might want
take
to
it.
do a refining step between.
Yes.
We do say sketches should be messy, but yours, I think, is getting lost in its own mess.
Mm-hmm. And sketches should be messy. It's just you start out messy. That's the thing. We tell people to start messy because you can always refine.
So if
So it
we're,
might.
I'm gonna actually open up their sketch picture. We're gonna import
Okay.
that into here. I think we should go over the sketch one because it might be easier for us to show how how it might have gone off course
Mm-hmm.
from at least our eyes.
Because he's saying whenever he paints, he feels that it actually changes a lot from the sketch.
And it should,
Mm-hmm.
because you're refining and you're continuing. But at a certain point, you should have quite a bit of the shape already worked out in that sketch. It's just refinements,
Mm-hmm.
minor changes. You know, oh, I don't
Yeah.
like quite where this ear is placed. Maybe I'll turn the head a few degrees. That
Mm-hmm.
type of refinement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yahoo! I did that wrong.
Oh no.
Never use the pen for pasting. There we go. All right. So paste it below it, Ellie.
Awesome. Let me just zoom out so I can see them both at once. Boop boop boop. Okay. So yeah, I can see where you're getting the final paint from the sketch. I see you move some things around drastically, like switching up how the arms are posed opposite each other. Um, I think your biggest benefit is to do a second sketch phase over top of this initial one. Like, turn down the opacity on your sketch layer you got there and draw over it and really refine what you want. So when you go into the paint phase, it's not guessing. You know where things should go. You know how you want them to, be posed. Sketching is there to help you make these next steps easier so you don't have to just keep guessing as you paint. And of course, you're always going to be guessing as you paint. I mean, I know when I work, it's always just kind of like a playing around, doing different ideas. Don't stop yourself. Don't, you know, just because you don't know what you're doing or just because you didn't plan it doesn't mean it's not going to be there in the end. But to help plan your sketching will help you distinguish with the body parts in your paint. Because I definitely see yourself confusing yourself because you don't have an outline to follow. The sketch is very messy. It's very raw. It really, I think you'll benefit from refining it a bit so that when you go into the paint stage, where things are. You know how to separate them, how to define the body parts.
I don't even see the other leg on this one. But
I
yeah,
think here.
yeah, I think you're right. But does that make sense to you?
And do you kind of understand why, like, why you're getting lost, kind of, when you jump?
Because what I would do from here is I would take that sketch over that I've done, copy that layer, paste it, and when I went to the other picture, paste it right here, click, paste, there it goes. I would drop its opacity quite a bit, and I always have it as a reference over top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another thing. I definitely like to do that. I actually put my refined undersketch on top of my painting, at least for when I'm blocking things in. So I can define, the body better. I can define what it is better. And then I can, remove it and start refining the paint itself. This is just like the method I use. There's obviously going to be thousands of others. I know I change it all the time. Just one idea to do things. I'm sure everyone can have other advice too. And if you do, please give it. Feel free to share. It's always great to hear other perspectives.
So while I don't want to say throw away the work you've done here, what you can do is go back over your previous one, sketch it up, refine it a bit more on that layer, bring it back over here, and using the selection tool on both sides, both that under sketch layer and the this refining layer you can move bits around to sort of make them work together and get a more cohesive drawing for you, so you can better figure out where everything is actually supposed to be and defined. And then, because you now like, oh yeah, this is actually the leg. Ooh, no, that's not how I do a curve. This is actually the leg, and it should be doing a curve like this. You can go, well, then I should be dropping some shading over here, building up the shading across here. Definitely dip into there, but I have to make sure not to really define this inside of the leg too hard. You know what I mean? You know how things are placed then.
Mm-hmm.
Colors blended. Hard brushes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're using a soft brush or a mixing brush, they're going to blend into each other like no tomorrow. But in nearly every medium you use, hard brushes are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like wet watercolor on wet watercolor is like one of the only ones I can think of where you are not going to have a chance to keep that from blending against each other unless if you give it time to dry out and then work it.
Mm-hmm. Like, even the brush you're using here for sketching these hard lines, you can use that brush to define the edges and then work with the blendy parts to, blend the inner parts and not the outer parts. Get those hard edges around the creature to get, the defined body parts.
Yeah. I always go in with the hard brush later.
Yeah.
I will do
Like,
the soft brush, block it out, hard brush, get the edges defined in, and then go back with the soft brush, using the selection tool as to so I don't blend over the edges of that hard brush, and going with that soft brush again to just sort of smooth it all out between each other.
Like it sounds really silly, but and maybe very obvious, but I think some people forget you can use specific brushes for like you can use your pen set for painting. You can use whatever tool for whatever you want it to be. Just because it's defined as a paintbrush or just because it's defined as an ink or a pencil or whatever. You can do whatever you want with it and use it in any combination you want. So like don't be afraid to try things like that just because it's a pencil brush or in the digital program whatever it's defined as. But if it does the thing you want it to do, if it gives you that hard edge, use it. Don't be afraid of it.
I wouldn't go in with the highlights yet. I would go
Mhm.
back in with that hard brush with the color you aim to use in that area and just block in the
Mhm.
hard edges.
I think you need to define it overall. Light helps define, but if it's not defined to begin with, you're going to have more issue, I think, discovering the definition of the even like the warm, the lit parts, the shadows. You need to have some base to work with.
Everybody with a dinosaur.
I think we're done. If that's all.
Yeah, that's weird. I keep getting
Long
flagged.
distance flags. I swear Dino is secretly like he's the sleep police. Now he's the copyright police. He's just like some secret government agency. All the policing. I think I think you just need to give yourself more time to understand how to use grayscale. Really, maybe watch some gesture drawing videos. Really look into like what working with like charcoal. What or there's tons of artists that work with charcoal, that work with just graphite, and that's it's all pretty much grayscale. I think it's just a matter of understanding how to do it, how to use it, how to work with your values and your hues. Well, not really hues and grayscale. I mean more saturation. Yeah, it's words. I'm just throwing out words, but yeah, I'd highly look into charcoal, graphite, people who work in that. That'll give you a better idea how to define those types of things. I think sometimes working in a digital program overcomplicates what, it can be. So, hey, maybe even with a pencil, just try doing it, pencil on paper, working it out, seeing how things go. But yeah, it's hard, but it's doable. Like all of it's hard. Color without color, it's understanding how to use it and where to use it and why we use it. And all the big questions. Art's so easy, right, guys? There's so much. It's like just do it. It's fine. It's all you can really tell people.
Just hit the art button.
Yeah. So yeah, if there's nothing else. Yeah, play around with some pencil and paper. And even if you're feeling, adventurous, get yourself a stick of charcoal and like newsprint paper. It's not terribly expensive, I don't think. Not
No,
you can get some pretty cheap charcoal.
the block of charcoal's like $1 or two. They're
Yeah.
really cheap.
And newsprint's disgustingly cheap because it's just yeah. Get yourself some of that. It's dirty though. Heads up, it's dirty stuff. Like you'll get dirty.
You begin to use all that dirt as blending material.
Exactly. It's fun. It brings things down to a simpler degree. But I highly suggest it. It's a good way to practice grayscale and just trying to figure out why things like how to define things just using one of color like black and white and all that fun stuff. Yeah, pencils are definitely more precise, but charcoal is going to give you that better range. Like if you're just using like mechanical pencils or like number 2 pencils, you're not going to get that much of a range. It's possible to get, range out of it, but if you truly want to work on getting ranges in pencils, like start looking into artistic pencils like the HB, BH, all those B's and H's.
It goes 4H and 4B, and then it becomes different letters.
Yeah. Like I have a set that's like B6 to B to HB to F to H to then H4 variety. It's all the softness of leads and hardness. Obviously, H meaning hard and B meaning soft. Because I don't know why. Why B? Blending maybe?
Bitter? But I don't know. Breakable. Banned.
Breakable.
Bold!
Yeah, they're breakable, alright. They're also eco-friendly, efficient for eco. Yay, Stedler. Stedler's great. Oh, bold. Ah, cute pencil case. Ah, you win. You win. Oh, hi, Vital.
She can't hear us.
Oh, oh, this is awkward. Maybe I'll use my keyboard.
Alright, well, if no one else has any art to throw at us, we're gonna call this a day.
A day. Sounds good to me. It was a pleasure. I hope we were helpful today in some way, shape, or form. If not, um, throw art at our faces. Yeah, that fixes everything.
Bye.